Hi guys, so my plan was to do a little tutorial on how to make this, but then my hands started to hurt and Easter has passed, so we're saving this for another time. So today we are gonna make a piggy bank, and we're gonna remake a piggy bank or a cash box, whatever you want to call them. I find saving little cash is kind of good thing to do. This is 1 Swedish crown. I read a little what do you call, not gossip. Gossip is not the word I'm looking for here. A little say, no, not saying, kind of I'll think of the word, but skrock in Swedish. Hang on, let me Google. According to Google, it's a superstition, I guess. I'm not quite sure about that translation, but hey, let me remove my sleeves. So I had this one that I had for quite a few years, and some of these have come loose, some of the decorations. So I figured I'm going to take all of them off, and we're going to remake this one completely. And we're also going to make this into a piggy bank. And I'm going to personalize them and make them very me. I have a friend. She says that she doesn't like, you know, vintage stuff. She doesn't like nature. She prefers like chrome and metal and, you know, like very sleek, very strict lines. But whenever she sees something that I made, she absolutely loves it and craves everything. So she says, what's the word she used? Not destroying. I'm changing her. I don't remember exactly how she put it, but anyway, I'm kind of making her like new things. She's absolutely madly in love with everything I do. At least that's what she says. She could just be a very nice person and just trying to make me happy. That's the tricky thing about friends. You don't really know if what you made is good or not, or if they're just trying to be nice. It's kind of tricky. But so I decided a long time ago to try and make things that I like. Because, you know, other people, if I like it, then chances are there is another person out there in the world who loves it too. You know. But I also try to do things out of my comfort zone, just to kind of grow, learn new techniques, you know, test new things. Because take, for example, I always hated pink, and I blame my mom for that. I was very blonde as a child, and she loved putting me in pink stuff. She loved pink. And she had this little blonde daughter that she loved putting in pink stuff, and I hated it. And because I was forced to wear something I didn't like, I started to actually hate it. But now I started to make myself use it more, and it's growing on me. It actually is growing on me. I'm not... Look at this. I have this little cup here that was for candles. I mean, this I would probably... Before, when I was younger, I would probably refuse to buy that. Now it was cheap, so I looked to the price and I was like, who cares if it's pink? I'm just gonna use it. Doesn't matter what it looks like. Those were wet wipes, by the way, and it's like pink. Sun is shining so nicely today. It's been snowing yesterday. We have really, I don't know if you have this saying, it's really April weather, where the weather just kind of runs around. Oh my goodness, this is taking a bit. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. Ah, come on. Come on. So this one is painted with spray paint. So it's very shiny, very glossy. So it's going to be hard for me to make paint stick. This one has been in the kitchen. So it's kind of greasy, and it has, you know, when I'm baking, you know, you have some batter on your hands and you've been touching it a lot. Since it's paper, I don't want to get it too wet, so I'm just going to do a quick wipe. Just a quick little wipe, get the worst of it off. And also inside, try and get it kind of clean-ish at least. There. And here. Now this part is plastic, so I guess I could go wash this, but that means leaving the seat, and I just sat down. It's kind of nice. So I'm gonna need a little hole up here to put the coins through. This isn't a very straight and nice hole, but we're gonna try and make it a little bit better on this one. So I'm thinking we have the text there, so I'm thinking, what if I cut that out? But we have that lip, so I'm looking through it. The light is coming that way, so let me stand up and see what you can see. Can you possibly see there? The lettering is right here, which means it's gonna be on that side of this lip, so it won't be in the way. So I think I can cut out the lettering on this side and use that for the hole there. I think we can do that. So we need a little knife, or you can use sharp scissors or something, you know, just to make the little hole. You can poke a hole like this and just, you know, use scissors and cut through. This is a little Pringles jar, and I cut the hole kind of the same way. I am looking for my metal ruler that's in the kitchen. Okay, so I also got some sandpaper because we're gonna need that. Depending on what jar you have. I don't remember having to use sandpaper for the Pringles jar. It was, I think I just ripped off the paper. I haven't had Pringles in a very long time, so I don't know if come on. Yeah, I can probably get through here. Now I have some. Just be careful, don't cut yourself. I also should have snipped my blade. It's very dull. My hands aren't really that strong today, so I'm trying to be careful here. Oh, that's dull. I lost the tip. Come on. Okay, forget it. Okay, I need to snip my blade. Okay, now my blade is sharp, so let's try this again. There-ish. And we're gonna try, and you know what, I think it's gonna be easier without the ruler. I now have lines to follow, so let's kind of push through a little bit. Oops. There we go. There we go. There we go. Let's double check that we got all the way to the end there. Yes. Okay. Come on. Why are you fighting me so much? Everything feels a little bit backwards today. I haven't crafted that much lately due to my hands. And I was talking about April weather. We have that saying with April. Come on, stop that. Keep unlocking the blade. If you don't know, this here is for locking the place, the blade in place. So now it's loose, so you can move it in and out. If you lock it like that, then you can't move it in and out. That's what that's for. But I keep, when I'm using it, I keep pressing that, so I unlock it when I press on the blade. There we go. Come on. Can we? Come on. There we go. Sometimes this goes really easy and sometimes it's very tricky. There we go. Come on. There we have a little cut hole. So now it looks more like a piggy bank or whatever. There. Ready to put your money in. And again here, this one is really filthy. It needs to be cleaned. Needs to be clean. This one has also been in the kitchen. So I'm actually going to sand the jar a bit. I'm not going to do anything with the lids. So I'm putting these two aside for now. And I'm going to sand the jars a bit. Just to give the... I'm going to give them a base paint. And so I'm just going to... I'm not going to do too much. Just a little bit. I'm not going to sand the whole thing off, just kind of like that. And I'm going to do it to both of them. Okay, so I'm putting gesso in a little container here. And of course I have to mess up. So I figure let's use the mess. Let's use the mess. Okay, so what I've done now is I've sanded these two and I wipe them off. So there's no loose, like, it becomes the dust, the sanding dust, the powder stuff, you know. So we're gonna give it a layer of gesso. It's basically a base paint for acrylic paints, and I like gesso. It gives a bit of texture, a little bit of oomph. It makes everything smooth color, I guess. Oh, I got a lot of little floofs from the rag I was wiping it with. A lot of floof. Don't want floofs. I'm gonna give a little layer here, and I'm gonna let that dry, and then I'm gonna sand it with a finer sandpaper to get most of the floofs off, and then I'm gonna do another layer of gesso. Yes, as I was saying, April weather is a saying we have here, or a superstition, and not really superstition, but anyway, it means that the weather changes like every 5 minutes, and that wreaks havoc with my body. So I have not been crafting much at all. It's been a very painful April, I must say, but hopefully, looking forward, the weather usually gets a lot more stable in May. So soon we will have better weather, and then my body will feel a lot better, and we will craft like crazy. So if you don't want to miss any of my videos, do subscribe and press that little bell icon, you know. So then YouTube will notify you whenever I upload. I try to do regular upload, but again, health is messing with me, so I'm not succeeding in my wishes, you know. So anyway, that was what I was going to say about April weather. There was something else I was talking about and I forgot. Yeah, there is a superstition about piggy banks, savings, and wallets and stuff. It means you should never have them empty. You can just keep just a little bit in them, but if they are completely empty, then everything is going to be empty. So basically, by keeping a little coin in one in your wallet, one in your piggy bank, one in, you know, everywhere, it attracts money. But if they are empty, you will retract money, you know, you will lose money, you will lose income, you will lose all of that stuff. It's just a little superstition, a little saying, but somehow it's stuck in there with me, and it's one of the things I do. That was why there was a coin in that one when we opened it up, because I've been using that one for a few years now, but it never felt like a me thing, you know. It was silver with some black squares, and no, it's not me. It was pretty, but it wasn't me. So I figured let's redo it, and let's keep this one upside down, and I'm just gonna, and now I'm gonna let this dry, and I think I will do one more layer. This one will let dry, and we're gonna sand it with a bit more. There is, I don't know, I'm gonna stand up again, see if we can see the floofs here, the little floofs at the end here. So I'm gonna let this dry, because the gesso will make the floof kind of stiff. So if I sand it with a finer sandpaper, once they get hard, it's gonna look a lot better. So now I'm gonna it's me, it's paint. Of course I'm gonna be covered in it, and I'm gonna let this dry and I'll be back. Hello guys, welcome back. So now we are a few days later. I've had quite a lot to do. I put 2 layers of gesso and I did sand this top, and I'm thinking maybe I should sand it once again. It's still a bit rough, but I also think that it's nice because then the lid will stay on better if it's a bit rougher. So I'm thinking I'm gonna leave it as is right now. I kind of like the edge here. I'm a bit annoyed today, so I'm sorry if I sound snappy. I've been shipping out packages, and let me just grab my paints and stuff. Let me just do that. Hang on, I'm just gonna show you something. I have a friend who's visiting. There we go. Hi, little squirrel. And they all kind of look a bit shabby right now because they're changing from winter fur to summer fur. So they are all changing fur now, and they're so cute. Hey, look at that, so cute. Cootie, cootie, cootie. Hi. Look at those ears. Look at those ears. Oh my god, I love them so much. Okay, back to the painting. Okay, so what I said is I'm gonna do these 2 differently. I'm just trying to decide which one I should do what on. Let's do this one nature themed, and this one just like make it like pretty. I don't know what else to say. So this one we're gonna do a bit of relief and a relief, I guess you say in English. And kind of make little textured and stuff and swirlies and stuff like that. But this one we do nature themed. So I'm gonna go and do a base paint. So I'm gonna go green here, and I'm gonna do blue here, and kind of do a little gradient in between. And I think I'm gonna use white as the middle that we kind of work from. So it will be darker green and darker blue. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, so like I said, I'm a bit annoyed because I have to deliver packages to the next door village. I need a piece of paper to put my paint on. Oh, okay, so what I picked here is I would prefer hooker's green because that's a perfect green in my opinion. This is hooker's green, but I don't have much left. Can't really see the green. Can I get it? It's a very dark green, but it's very green. But I don't have much left. So what I did instead is I mixed a light green. Actually, I mixed this one. This is the same one, but you can read it easier. So this is a light green, but it's too light for my purpose. So I mixed in this that is so hard to pronounce. Thicali green. But this one is dark green, but it's kind of a more bluish dark green than hooker's green, and I struggles to find hooker's green. But since that one is slightly blue, I add a bit of orange. You can add yellow also, but this is cadmium orange hue, and I'm gonna mix these 3 together here. And then I have the blue here I picked is just called primary blue. And then of course the white for the middle. So and since I'm gonna be dabbing a lot, I took a paintbrush. Sorry, I took a paintbrush that already is a bit, you know, abused. I guess is the word I'm looking for here. So I'm just gonna mix these together to get a bit of a darker green, but still very green. I don't like the bluish green, and I'm having a bit of a problem finding hooker's green. And I think it's the name that scares away a lot of the sellers. So I know I can find hooker's green in, because I usually love Liquitex. It's kind of a cheap acrylic, but it's a good acrylic. It's a good, I like Liquitex. And I know they have hooker's green, but I think it is due to the name that it's so hard to get the shops that I normally buy paint from to get that paint. Now I started to paint these this video quite a few days ago, so I don't remember what we talked about. Yes, packages annoyed today. Yes. So I have to I use 3 different shipping companies when I sell stuff at Tradera, because that's what Tradera has. They work together with 3 different shipping companies, and so I use them. And it's PostNord, that is regular mail service, and then it's Schenker, and then it's DHL. And they in turn have, you know, coalitions. No, that's not the word I'm looking for here. What's the word I'm looking for here? They work with other different companies in other countries, because I can sell to other companies also from Tradera. Anyway, now I have 5 packages that are supposed to go with DHL. No, sorry, Schenker this time. That is stuck in Vittangi, then next door village, where I don't know the English word for it, but I give my packages to a place, and then the shipping company picks up from that place. If that makes sense. I just blanking on the words right now. Really blanking on the words. I can't think of the words at all. Anyway, and I have mailed up packages on the 15th. Today we have what, 23rd, I think it is today. Maybe it's more. So more than 2 weeks. What date is it today? Oh, it's the 26th today. So it's almost 2 weeks. And they're still stuck in the next door village, in the shop where I put in the packages. And I called them, I don't remember if it was on Wednesday or Thursday, but they said, oh, we're so sorry, at least on Friday at the latest. On Friday they will be picked up by the driver and you know, move on. I just checked the tracking on these packages. They are still stuck. So I rush to ship out my packages. I drive to the next door village, and I mean, it's a bit of a drive back and forth, and the stuff I sell is not super expensive. So a lot of times I lose money on like that part if I don't sell, you know, a lot at the same time. And I rush to mail up packages, and then the shipping company doesn't pick them up. That is so frustrating. I mean, I've done my part, but guess who the customers will be annoyed with? Of course, it's going to be annoyed with me, because they waited for over 2 weeks, or no, not over 2 weeks, but they've been waiting almost 2 weeks already. And the stuff is still stuck up here. It hasn't even moved. They're still stuck here. And when I called them, they promised the driver would pick them up. Have they? No. No, they haven't. They haven't. I think I'm going to add a bit more white for the blending process here. I think I'm going to put some white on the brush. And now we're going to do the little dobby. I like dabbing. It's satisfying to dab. I like this. I like this part. This part is my favorite part. And it kind of looks like clouds too, and it's very nice. Very nice. There. And this is just going to be background. We are going to glue stuff on, so I'm going to get my glue gun going in a bit here. And yes, I finally found my... I've been searching like a week or so for my glue sticks for my glue gun. they have been completely missing. I've been so frustrated because I knew I had them when I was cleaning and doing all the fixing, and I put all of them because I kept finding, you know, one or two in one package, one or two in one package, and I put them all in the same place when I was doing the little declutter thing in February here. And I found them all and I put them in one place. And of course that made them disappear. I'm going to clean my brush off and we're going to go with the green and blend it over to the white. I need to change my water. I need some more white here. Where's my white? And yes, I do get a lot of paint on me. It's kind of my thing. Yes, always. I think I told you about my ex. He is amazing. He can paint a whole house, like the entire house. Not have a single paint splatter on him or clothes or anything. I walk through a room that has an open paint can and I'm covered in paint. I don't know, that it's just one of my skills. It's just one of my skills. I am really good at getting paint on myself. And I'm not too worried and bothered about it because I know that's who I am. So if I'm going to get bothered and annoyed with that, then I will have to be bothered and annoyed all the time if it bothers me to get paint on me. So I'm going to let them, I kind of want them to touch a little bit. I don't want a pure white in the center there. I want them to kind of blend a bit, but not too. I think I need a bit more green, but we'll see. We'll go over the first little thing here. First little thing, we get a little bit of, there we go. And I think I will have to go in with some more green to get the effect that I want. I'm so sorry. That came out of nowhere. Do you have that, like songs just pop up in your head? I'm feeling a lot greater. Now I told you about my annoyment with the the annoying stuff with the packages where the shipping company doesn't do what they're supposed to do. They sure charge the same thing, but no. Do they deliver? No. They don't even pick up. I think I'm more annoyed because I called this week about the packages and they promised that, oh, we're so sorry, there has to be some mistake. We'll make sure that they leave at least on Friday the latest. Yes. Now we have Saturday and they still haven't moved. I'm gonna bite them. Oh, I promise I will call them on Monday and oh my goodness, they will hear some stuff from me. Yes, I think I am one of those Karens on, you know, customer support, where you work on customer support. I will probably be one of the Karens. Maybe. I feel I pay for the shipping. I rush my part to do my part, and then the shipping company doesn't do their part. That is annoying. I feel I have the right to be a Karen then. Because, I mean, it's me the customer's going to blame when stuff doesn't arrive. Yes, I'm starting to really like this. I like it. I'm happy. This is looking good. Oh, this is looking the way I want it to. Yes, I like this. Do you like this? So this is what we got so far. And I'm going to put this aside to dry. And I'm going to go clean my paintbrush and change the water. Because the water is kind of turquoise. It's very turquoise. Almost teal. Turquoise teal. Kind of. What's that? That's a bead. Okay, I'm going to clean this. I'll be right back. And we're going to do the next one. Okay, so now everything is cleaned off. And for this one, I said we were going to work with texture. And we're going to make some little nice things. It's going to just be pretty. But I just want to show you a few different techniques you can use to get texture and to get some patterns and stuff onto your jar or what you have. Now this one is paper. And with paper, you can work with air dry clay, like I have on these two. This is salt clay that you can easily make at home with just flour and salt, water, and some type of, you know, that stop it from molding, because it's going to take a while for it to dry. I don't know what I used here. I think I used vinegar in these just to, you know, prevent them from getting moldy. This one isn't painted, and I don't have a roof for this one. This one is just a solid one. It's made of toilet paper rolls, these two. But air dry clay is one way to get texture and to get some sort of forms onto your project, putting them away. The next one is one that we're going to use among other things on this one, and it's using wood filler. I don't remember which one is older. One of these are really old and one of them are fresh. Just wood filler, and you'll use a stencil, and I'm going to show you an example of that in just a little bit. If you're using glass, if it's, you know, glass that can handle temperatures, you can use polymer clay and make something like this for your little piggy bank. That's what we're making. We're making piggy banks, but you need some kind of lid or something. This one is up on my Etsy. It's made from candle glass for tea candles, and it's polymer clay on the outside, and it's sculpted with some hand sculpted moss. But we're using paper, and I don't feel comfortable putting this one in the oven, so we're not going to use polymer clay today. Next thing you can do is just glue maybe something pretty for decoration. This here I chose a ribbon. I'm going to change this because this looks like water, like seaweed or something, and this top looks like a mushroom. I don't like the combination thereof, so I want to make this more foresty, but that's a different project. Then you can also use, reaching. Oh, here we go. You can use napkins, like I have napkins or toilet paper. I'm gonna stand up and zoom out a bit because this is, there we go. So for this one, this is not fully painted yet. I just put a base coat on. So here I just used toilet paper and glue and just kind of did a little decoupage kind of thing. And same on this one. We need to finish this one too. So here we have like a tree, and you can kind of see that it's napkins, and here I made little mushrooms out of napkins, and just glue and cat hair. Of course, cat hair on everything. So that is one way. Another thing is to glue stuff on. Like here I glued puzzle pieces and a little raised butterfly. Also, let me put these away. For texture, you can also glue in, like here I have flowers and, you know, little sparkles and stuff. And I had, where is it? Here is stencils, and just gesso in the stencils and kind of dabbed it instead of painting it. So I dabbed it so it became a bit more raised. I also think I added some sand in the, yes I did. If you see here, I mixed some sand in with the gesso to get a bit more texture and a bit more bite to it. So I'm putting this away and grabbing the last one. So this is what I'm going to take inspiration from. This is a big Pringles jar. And here you can see I went in with stencil, and I love the stencil. I used it so much, and I had to rebuy it because I broke the last one, and now this one is kind of coming apart. So my stencil keeps falling. So I think I'm going to use a stencil, this stencil for this one as a base, and then here I glued on lace on the top here to make it a little pretty. Glued on some flowers, some chains, some little dangles, sparklies, you know. So this one is the one I'm taking inspiration from. I have fabric flowers in this one. It's quite pretty. So that's the idea that we're going to use today. I cannot find my air dry clay. I was thinking of using air dry clay and molds to make very pretty, like almost filigrane shapes. but I think we're gonna go with this instead because my other clay is missing. You can also glue stuff on, and a good thing is to glue it on now and then paint over it so it kind of blends in. But I don't think I'm gonna do that today. Well, not on this one. On this one, I should say. I got too much stuff out here right now. So what I'm gonna use now is wood filler. Of course, you can just use gesso or, you know, a thicker paint, or you can add something to your paint to make it slightly thicker. You can use flour, you can use salt, or, you know, something, you know, just to make it slightly thicker, to make the parts where you use the stencil more pronounced. That's the word I'm looking for, pronounced. So what I'm gonna do is, yeah, the reason why this is so thick, that's why I like wood filler. I'm gonna start a bit like half there, like that, and I'm gonna hold it in place. You can also tape it down, but I'm gonna hold it in place. Now I'm not gonna do the whole thing. I'm just gonna do a little bit of brick here, a little bit of brick there, but I do want kind of a area here where I leave it alone, because I'm gonna do like maybe a text or, you know, something there. I don't know quite yet. Might put an image or something, because this is gonna be a coin, a piggy bank, I guess. Someone called it a coin saver, and that got stuck in my head. But you don't have to save just coins. It can be bills and, you know, so it's money saver, I guess. So I'm not doing all of them. I'm just doing a little bit here, a little bit there. I'm gonna move over to this side. It's getting tricky to hold it, so I'm just gonna do a little bit in the center maybe. And I'm moving this one over here. I just want to do a little bit at the bottom here. Oh, I need to tighten it up a bit. There we go. And it's often easier to do one side and let it dry and then do the other, but I'm impatient. So I'm just gonna do a few bricks there. That's what I'm gonna do. So I just have few bricks here just to give it a bit of texture, and of course I put cat hair in here. Put hair in everything. There we go. So I'm gonna put this aside, let this dry before I do anything, or I'm gonna smudge it quite a lot. Actually, I think I'm gonna flatten a few of these that are a bit too pokey. Might run over with a bit of sandpaper to get it the sharpest peaks off, but I think that's good. So I'm gonna leave that to dry, and we're gonna go back to the other one. I'm just gonna go clean off my tools so it doesn't get stuck. So then we'll hop back to the other one. Okay, now all of that is clean, and we have our little jar that is pretty much dry. It's slightly, you know, but I don't leave fingerprints anymore. So it's slightly sticky, but still. So for this one, I'm going to use this and this for inspiration. I'm going to stand up and zoom out a bit. So we're going. Oh, zoomed up a bit too much. I hate when it does that jump. This is enough. So I'm going to use these two as inspiration for this one. And these, I think you remember, are my action jars. I have a video about making this one, and what they are and how I use them. But I feel they're great help, especially if you're like me and have ADHD. So what I want for this, I want a door in nature. So I took a piece of scrap paper here, and I'm kind of thinking about how big do I want the door. Now it has this little, Pringles jar has this little lip here, and I want the door on top of that lip. So obviously the door can't be higher than this, but I do want it slightly lower. So I want it like, we're thinking the green here, so I don't want it, up in the sky. I want it in the green, so I want the door maybe that height. So I'm kind of marking that as the point where I want the height of the door. So I'm just going to do this. So I don't want the door higher than this. That's how high I want it. I'm going to fold it in half because I want kind of this shape on the door like this, and I find it really hard to draw equal on both sides, so I'm folding it in half, and I'm grabbing, don't I have my good scissors? There they are, almost missing, not quite. So I want a little tip, so I'm putting it down here so you can see what I'm talking about at the same time. There we go. I'm moving you a little bit. So as you can see, I have that little tip here. So where am I? There. So I'm going to go down a little bit, and then I'm going to turn out, and we're going to go kind of straight down. So this is my little door. This is how big my door is going to be. I'm thinking I might want them a bit more slopey, so I'm going to fold it again, and I'm going to go in, do a bit more like that. You make your door, if you're making a door, I don't know what you want to make, but if you're making a door, you can make yours in any shape you want. You can make a square door, a round door, a little hobbit door. That could be cute too, but I'm not going to do that this time. So now I have my door. I might not put it all the way down, but I might want to do like that. I think that looks nice. Now the question is, I want it a bit raised. Now the question is, do I want to make it in cardboard like I did on this one? This is just cardboard. Or can I want to make it in, I have these coffee stir sticks that I could glue onto this and get actually a wood thing. Will that be too bulky? I think that could be nice. So maybe I'll glue them onto the paper and then cut them off, because these are so thin. I think I can cut them with regular scissors. Yes, I can. Can I cut rounded shapes? Yes, I can. And I can also sand them if I want to. Okay, well that could work. Okay, so I'll glue them down, turn it around, and yes, what am I going to use for glue on this? I could use hot glue, because the hot glue gun is warming up behind me. I also have school glue, that also works. I usually have wood glue here too, but I don't have any wood glue at the moment. I do have some super glue, but not too much. Glue stick is too soft. Jewelry, that's more for metal, not wood. I think we're gonna go with some school glue, but that takes so long to dry. I do have some silicone glue, but no. You know what? Let's use the school glue instead. Let's just use that. I think that will work. I think that will work. I'm just putting a lot of glue on here. And we're going to smear it so it's kind of an even layer. Oh, put quite a lot of glue on here. I didn't mean to put that much. That will take forever to dry. But that's okay. And I'm going to cut these down a little bit in height. They don't need to be super tall. There, something like that. Something like that. And let's put that, just so I kind of get the shape. That, and like that. And we have a little bit hanging over there. There. Yeah. And I need to lift this up somehow without it falling off. I prefer my bookbinder's glue because it sticks a lot faster. This was tricky. There, now I have that. Let's glue it on here. Okay, this might need a little pressing. I need to put something on here to keep it flat while it dries. So I'll be, oh, there you go. Now you can kind of see it. This corner one keeps falling off. It's like there's no glue left. I'm putting a bit more glue there. Very much glue. A lot of, ooh, I have a bird. I have a bird right outside my window. It's on the windowsill. Shall we see if we can catch it? Oh, it flew away. Okay. Almost could show it to you. It was right outside here. Very distracting. There we go. Now. And there. Now we have it. So I'm gonna leave that to dry because I really need to eat something too. I forgot to eat. Be right back. For you, it's just gonna be like that, and for me, it's gonna be probably an hour or two. Okay, so this video tends to get kind of long, so I think I'm gonna split it into two parts. Now, this is the little door we made, and the paper on the back. I added a bit more glue on the top and then wiped it off with this. Now it's a bit too bright. I don't want it this light on here. I want it kind of darker, maybe not as dark as this one, but you know, a bit darker. You could dye it with coffee, but since I have quite a lot of glue on top, I feel it's gonna be it's probably not gonna stick, but you can dye it with coffee. Now I'm going in with black first, just kind of watered it down a bit, and I'm gonna zoom in a bit. Ooh, I'm getting paint on my screen here. That's nice. Oops, didn't mean to kick you. And now you can still see what I'm doing. So I am taking, this is almost dry now, this wipe, and I'm gonna wipe off quite a lot, but it leaves the black in between the boards here, like so. I'm wiping it off. Can you see what I'm doing? Yes, I'm kind of reaching here so I can see you. There we go. And I'm wiping it off. But you can, it's kind of emphasize the boards a bit. Now I'm taking this one and I'm gonna wipe it off because I want it really dry. Oh, yeah. This is what happens if you leave them in water. But you can always glue them back onto here. Ouch, got a bit of a splinter here. Not liking that. So I'm just adding a little bit and I'm wiping it off just to get a little bit of paint. Just to give it a little bit of brown. Now I lightened this brown up a bit and I added a bit of orange because I want a rather, I don't know what to call it, happy brown maybe. But I also want it kind of grungy, the whole door. I am tempted to go in with a bit of gold on it, but I'm not sure I have any gold paint. I might have. But this is gonna disappear in the, we're gonna add a lot of greenery to that jar. But I think we're gonna do that in video number 2. So I think this is gonna be a 2-parter. So I'm gonna add a bit more black to this edge here. Can you see what I'm doing? Oh, kind of, yeah, I think so. I am also tempted to add hinges, but I don't have any, so yeah, that's for another one. Could be fun to have hinges on it, open it up, and you can see an image or something. Or you can make a hole in the jar and make a little house out of it. But this one is gonna be a piggy bank. We cut the holes in the top, and now I got a lot of fluff from the wipe here. I'm gonna add some more black to this. There. I don't want any of the light wood to be like shining through isn't the word I'm looking for. Like showing up too much. You know, I don't want that brown kind of thing. Now, I've been thinking this door needs a doorknob. And I've been looking at a few things. So I have this one. And I could cut the stems off and just glue it onto here. Little blue, like sky blue doorknob. Or we can put a golden little flatback bead on here. Or we could put a little green heart on here as a doorknob. Could be kind of fun to have a green heart. Ding. We could use a little blingy pink heart. No, not that. This one I feel will be a bit too big, so I don't like that. But I am thinking about this one, or this one. And which one we choose, you will see in the next video. And since my uploads are a bit sporadic at the moment due to health and also tech stuff, if you want to see the next one, I'm going to try and upload it the same day, so you can just hop to the next video if you want to. But if you are curious, please subscribe and don't forget to press that little bell icon at the bottom. Then YouTube will notify you whenever I upload a video. We are gonna do these two, and then we're hopping back to the bird journal and finish off that one that we're working on. So I hope I see you in the next video, where I will have chosen the doorknob for this one, and we will start to do the pretty stuff for this one. And I will see you soon. I hope you guys have had an amazing spring so far. Here we still have a bit of snow and stuff left. Not too much though. This is outside my window, my filthy broken window. So the river is still frozen and we still have some snow, but starting to see some ground. So spring is here. Almost, anyway. See you soon. Hope you have an amazing... Ooh, bird. There was a bird. See you soon. Bye.